Hi, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to make a video about something I think is possibly the best ever pocket knife ever for camping, for outdoors. You can't really use it as EDC, well, not as far as I'm aware. In the UK because it's got a locking blade, and the same here in Australia, but certainly for the purposes of you just using it as a knife to carry on camping trips or fishing trips, just generally as a good all round a decent pocket knife to use on those sort of like outdoor adventures. And that knife, in case you're wondering, is this. The Victorinox Soldier 08. I have the matching pouch. I always keep a carabiner on there as I like to clip it onto my belt loop. I like to generally carry a knife when I'm hiking, when I'm fishing. Generally a little bit lower on my pants, so I think this is a bit of too big a knife just to keep strictly in the pocket. But this is it, and I'll tell you why I think this is. First of all, you've got the blade, it's one-handed opening, and it's one-handed closing. I keep this by my side if I'm just out in the backyard doing bits and pieces. I've been doing some things today. I was hoping to shoot outside, but you know what, the sun's that bright today. Yeah. So yeah, a few things about the blade. You can open it one-handed, you can close it one-handed. I tell you can see it's serrated, which look, I've seen a lot of things on YouTube or on some of the reviews that they reckon a serrated blade, oh, it's a pig, it's not something you can sharpen. In my opinion, for this, and I've done some volunteer rescue work as well, I spent 10 years doing volunteer rescue work, a serrated blade is the best type of blade for cutting rope. When you need to cut something really fast, a serrated blade, you can cut through certainly rope, other cordages, rags, whatever. You can do it without very little effort. I found as well just little sort of woody tasks, tasks with bits of wood. The other thing is you have got a bit of a straight blade here as well. This thing, by the way, came razor sharp out the box. I've had it for about 2 years now, maybe, oh yeah, maybe about a year. I don't know. It's something that's certainly become a favourite of mine. I've got a couple of other Swiss knives. I've got a Pioneer. I've got a Soldier. Sorry, this is a Soldier. I've got a Camper which I've had since I was about 16, which has pretty much been all over the world from me. I bought as a scout. Anyway, I'm wandering off there a little bit. Anyway, I was going back to it. This one was produced in 2020. I don't know whether the camera can actually pick up there on the markets. Look, I went through a lot of stage where I was quite dismissive of Swiss Army knives, especially doing the rescue work. A lot of the operators would say best thing you need is just a decent lock knife. You can open one-handed, close one-handed. Well, you can do that with this. There's a couple of other features which I like with this. You have the screwdriver, the wire stripper. You can actually use this as a wire stripper. This locks as well in place. There's just a little lever there. I believe to strip wire, you put a bit of wire there in that little notch and you pull it through the blade. But this is your screwdriver, your bottle opener. Yeah, basic tool. Now, at the other end, you have a can opener, which I have used this. This works an absolute bee's knees for opening cans. There's also another little edge you can use as a screwdriver. I found this knife is absolutely great just to keep it. I keep it in a top drawer, just with little things like even just opening battery compartments with the kids. The kids' toys always need replacing. Now you've got a Phillips head screwdriver, which is a perfect size as well. Again, really handy bit of kit. The best feature in my opinion with this knife though is, and when I actually locate the thing, here we go, is this, the wood saw. This thing cuts through pretty much green wood like a knife through butter. I've got some trees I had in my pocket, just which are overhanging my property. Had this in my pocket, was able to just pop in out my pocket, or off my belt, and just quickly saw them off. I'll just show you. So already teeth. I don't know if the camera picks it up. Now this blade is a lot longer than your general bog standard Swiss Army knife saw. Now this thing is sharp as. The other thing is with the saw as well, the useful thing is it's ground flat, so you can easily use it to strike a ferro rod for those kinds of little tasks. Even using it, just shape it, just getting a little bit of tinder, just making some little shavings, getting those little sort of powdery shavings you use with a ferro rod. So yeah, it's so great for that. This is definitely a bigger Swiss Army knife. I can't remember. I think it's the what they call them. I think this is about it's probably about 5 inches. So yeah, it's a bit bigger than your normal knife. I believe this is the one which is in current use with the Swiss military, and I believe the US military. I think the Singapore Red military use it, and a few others around the world. So yeah, definitely recommend it. It's a really sort of decent pocket knife. In my opinion, it's the best of all the Swiss Army knives. It doesn't have a corkscrew, but a corkscrew on a Swiss Army knife, I think, is a pretty pointless thing. You don't go in the woods to drink wine. Well, yeah, you can, if you want to drink wine in the woods, buy something with a screw top. But yeah, in my opinion, this is the perfect pocket knife. As I say, the only thing about it is it's not legal to use as an EDC, certainly here in Australia, and I believe in the UK as well, and a couple of other places. But as a pocket knife to keep for camping, just keep on your belt, this, in my opinion, is the perfect Swiss Army knife. Thanks for watching. Put some comments on there if you've got any different opinions on this. Certainly something, if I've camped, when I've camping, I'd probably have this on my belt, just hanging down on my person. I'd also have probably a Mora, yeah, but certainly from a pocket knife point of view for camping, hiking, just going on little adventures, this is, in my opinion, the perfect Swiss Army knife. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.